My name is Dreyer. I'm the founder of Colourworks International, and etiquette and image is my absolute passion. And today what we are going to do is we're going to concentrate on etiquette, which to me is so important to teach life skills. It's always the person that is nice to be with that makes the success of their life. Nowhere in the world are your manners more on display than at the dinner table. We have this to thank in the first international non-spoken language in the world. Catherine de Medici discovered table manners. In fact, she introduced them. She became a queen of France in the 1600s and got very angry with all the unruly behavior of eating. So what she did is she introduced the first dining room, the first tablecloth, which was white, by the way, and then she had a small sword made, which is a knife. And guess where she imported the first fork from? No other country than from China. So the first knife and fork was introduced. What she also did then is, because the king of the era wore a sword, she would put his ally on his right-hand side. So your favourite guest would always sit on the right-hand side. Also, the glass would be put above the knife. In that time, believe it or not, they used to poison people. So the king would know, well, first of all, his knife, his sword would be safe, and also his glass would be safe for poisoning. Today, what you'd find is that anywhere in the world, table setting would be like this. Katharina said that once you've lifted a piece of cutlery off the tablecloth, it may never touch the tablecloth again. Therefore, all cutlery would remain in the bowl that it is served. Right, so when we eat soup, you definitely tuck in, and you would eat the soup by tilting the spoon into your mouth. What we also find is that once you're going to use cutlery, and you're going to use a knife and a fork, you will find that you will never hold a knife in the air while you're eating. You might poke out your very good ally's eye. So once you're eating, you would always leave your knife and fork on the table. We're going to go further today and do a very beautiful, practical way of eating and using table manners. They also say that table manners test your sophistication at any business meal. You know what? Once you know how to eat, it empowers you and it sets you apart from other people. And that is why I'm so passionate about teaching you how to eat correctly. So bon appetit. As you approach the table, you'll be sitting down. And ladies, if it's a formal event, your handbag goes behind. Nothing goes on the table. There's enough beautiful things. You will take your napkin and leave it on the table. And because of that era, the glasses were beautiful. The napkin was there to dab your mouth before you drank. And of course, the white wine is held on the stem, and the red wine on the glass itself. Table manners are there to make a beautiful setting and for everybody to enjoy. That is why it's so important, because we always say that manners come from the inside and transcend into acts of kindness, whereas etiquette you are here today to learn. Thank you. This is a knife. Remember that Catherine de Medici decided that she was going to make a small sword. It's the first knife in the world. So if you're going to have a knife, you cannot have a sword fight with a pencil. You hold a knife like a sword. You all take the hand, you always hold a knife. So you're going to first eat with your knife. So you're going to swap your fish knife and your other knife and first eat with your knife. You will hold a knife like a fork. Now if we are going to eat, there's nothing worse than poking out your friend's eye or talking with it. So once you've cut your food, you will leave both your cutlery down. Your hands go on your lap and you chew. And when you've swallowed, you will lift up, put more food on your knife and fork and chew. You never have this. And no elbows on the table. If you're going to put your elbows on the table, please put your feet on as well. Thank you. All right, at a formal meal, no cell phones, handbags, whatever is allowed on the table. There's enough decorations. You are not going to ruin it. Your handbag, if it's a lady, and if it's a formal event you go to, the handbag is a clutch. It doesn't have a sling. It goes behind your back. Alternatively, when you sit on this chair, there's a pillow. You sit with your back into the pillow if you're sitting up straight. All right, bon appetit. Enjoy. Now about table conversation. There are three things we don't talk about at table. Who knows what they are? Yes, politics, sex and religion. We don't talk about that because it just causes wars. And you know that a man convinced against his will be of the same opinion still. So don't talk about it. The closer you keep your knife and fork while you're eating, the tidier it looks. You're leaving it very far apart. It looks a bit untidy. You see that? So keep it as close as possible, but split apart. Because while we are eating, it gets left apart. And obviously when we're finished, it gets put together. Okay. You can cut it. Can I just talk to you a little bit about etiquette, about home etiquette, or about etiquette in a restaurant? You please never ask your guests if they've eaten enough. What can they answer you, yes or no? You always ask, is the glass half empty or full? Would you like some more? Could we offer you some more? Please never ask if you've had enough. In certain cultures, obviously if you leave food on your plate, they will remove the plate. If you empty the plate, they give you more food. The Italians and the Greeks are like that. But we're not talking here about a culture. This is a very formal meal. And your guest is always asked, can I offer you something more? All right, maybe, did you like it? Or, aren't you enjoying your meal? Please never ask people. Did you not enjoy the food? I mean, how would she feel? You say nothing, you pretend, you're not even seeing she's leaving food on her plate. All right. Now, how was that? Once you know, you know. Do you know that you can just continue on this wonderful journey of learning how to eat? And then, of course, when we are finished, we don't fold the serviette up. In some cultures, it will actually mean the meal wasn't nice. So we gently ruffle it. By now, all the cutleries and the crockery and the plates have been removed, and we've ended a beautiful evening, a beautiful lunch, and guess what? You've made some connections, good friends, and empowered yourself. Thank you.